My name is Natalie Cagle. I am married. I'm the mother of 3 boys. They're all military, 1 Army, 2 Marines. My oldest son was the Army. He was actually at Fort Hood when the towers went down. We went through that time in our history. His brothers are 10 years younger than he is. So when they came up, they wanted to follow in their granddad Cagle's steps, and they had to be Marines. All 3 of my boys were infantry. My Marines went in together. They graduated high school. I dropped them off at the hotel for them to leave for Parris Island the next day. When the end of their training came about, William stayed there in North Carolina, and Christopher was sent to 8th and I in Washington, D.C. as a ceremonial marcher. Man, I thought that was a mama's dream. He was going to be in D.C. There's no harm that can come there. Little did I know that his duties, besides having parades, he would be at Dover most every day for the bodies that were coming in from Afghanistan, while his twin brother and his best friend were in Afghanistan. They went on through their service, and as the boys lost their best friend. Once they got out and they came home, they went on with life like most young men do when they get out of the military. Started families, trying to just live in the civilian world. William was medically retired after his service in Afghanistan. He had suffered several TBIs. He had severe back injuries, post-traumatic stress, everything that you would expect from a war zone. And I was very concerned about him. What I never expected was that on October the 18th of 2017, William would come to my home 10 o'clock that night, get me out of bed, set me and his daddy down, and tell him he had just found out that his twin brother had lost his battle with PTSD. The night Christopher died, a huge part of me died. My boys, being twins, talked every single day. No one knew that Chris was in the situation he was in. And there was a perfect storm. Too many situations came around him at the same time, and he chose to stop his demons the only way he knew how. The first months are definitely a blur. I went through all the motions of what I needed to do to take care of everything, because I'm mama. That's what mamas do. He died October the 18th, and then we have the Marine Corps birthday, because they're Marines, and Veterans Day, and Thanksgiving, and Christmas, and New Year's, and the twins' birthday is January the 6th. And somehow I pulled off all of those things. But every time I was alone, I crawled in my bed, and all I could do was cry out to God. The anxiety, the anger, the inability to be around people, that was so real in my life. I felt like everybody I knew deserted me. But when we go through such a tragic loss, people don't know what to do. They don't know what to say. I was one of those people. I thought since I didn't know the right thing to say, it would be better not to say anything. But I've learned that the best thing to do is just sit with that friend. Send a note. Send an emoji and a text. Let them know they're not alone. 2 years into my journey, I went to an event with TAPS, Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors. It was out in Arizona, and it was exactly what I needed. I walked into a situation that I was loved. I was cared for. I was given the support, the training, all the resources I needed to figure out how to walk this journey. I trained to become a peer mentor. I walk with other moms who have lost their children. TAPS connects me usually to a Marine mama, and if there's a twin, it's always to a twin mama. And we walk alongside each other, and we go through this grief journey together. Recently, here 5 years later, TAPS has come to me with a request. There are so many people in our area that have lost military members, military loved ones, that we need a local care group. And so I've started that. And I'm starting to understand what God said when He told me He wasn't through with me.